Yep, they did it. They did it. So, oh man. So, Bianca Belair versus Sasha Banks. The EST of WWE versus the boss, the blueprint, the champion of WWE. They got to main event WrestleMania. And there was a huge debate going on with fans. Do they want WrestleMania to be main evented by Sasha Banks and Belair, or do they want to have Drew McIntyre and Bobby Lashley go at it? Now, I respect the opinion of those who wanted Drew McIntyre and Bobby Lashley, but here's the thing: I am that traditionalist that thinks, why can't we have the Royal Rumble ruling back? That's been a very common complaint for some years now, where the Royal Rumble winner doesn't main event the shows anymore, doesn't main event headlines WrestleMania like they're promised, and now now they have no excuse. There's a 2 night system, so 2 winners. That means they can have 2 main events. And a lot of people were clamoring for this main event to happen or Drew and Bobby to main event. And this almost could have been a complete effing disaster because during the show, the great Poseidon decided to rain down upon thee and delay the show by an extended near hour. So, yeah, that was a thing. And yeah, that sucked. And now we make it all the way to WrestleMania main event. The boss of WWE, of NXT, of the SmackDown Women's Division, of all of women's wrestling at the moment, especially since Becky and Charlotte are gone for now. Charlotte dealing with COVID and Becky being a mother. We might see her tomorrow. We don't know, but that's the thing. We don't know what's gonna happen, and this overall WrestleMania has been decent. The tag team turmoil match I skipped, though Tony Khan probably didn't help much. I'm like, he had a good idea, but yeah, it was poorly timed. Again, he does not know how to plan things right. Unless he thinks the internet will just be compassionate. They're not. They're cutthroat tribalists. But enough about all that negative stuff that's going on. We gotta talk about this main event. And oh man, I this build up had been all the WrestleMania matches, save for the triple threat Universal title match, had terrible build ups in my opinion. I wasn't even watching. I just had to see the clips just to get the attention, just to get the details right. And I was like, one, why is Sasha and Bianca tag teaming? Like this is not Shawn Michaels and John Cena kind of feud, like of the will they or won't they kind of attack each other thing during a match. That's not what that was. It's for the tag team gold that no one cares about, especially after NXT just said, you know what, fuck it. We're not going to be treated with respect, so we're not even going to try and take the titles from you anymore. Thus, dividing the tag team division side of the women's wrestling completely by half, which was very little holding itself together, and now it's just pointless. So, yeah. And now they have like about 3 weeks left to build, about three, maybe 2 weeks left to build this. And you're just like, how are they going to turn this around? They sadly were not able to turn it around, causing the doubt that it was not going to main event. And as much as I get Drew and Bobby main eventing, I get it. I'm still on that whole Bianca has the Royal Rumble win on her side, so really they have the advantage here, and the 2 night system. And last but not least, I like to state this for the record. The Hurt Business disband because Vince is a whiner, because Vince is a toddler who doesn't want to share things. So yeah, that was unnecessary baggage that damaged Drew and Bobby Lashley's build up because we could do the Hurt Business, we could have them still together, but no, we need Bobby an effective heel. Even though we're gonna bring Brock Lesnar back down the road, and that people are gonna cheer for Bobby. Now that we think about it, that was probably a stupid idea. But yeah, save for the triple threat, every build up for Mania has been a colossal disaster. Like heading into this, I was like, okay, I know they're gonna bring their A game to this. They have to do, or else they will mirror their build up, which was complete garbage. So this was like an uphill battle made worse because Mother Nature wishes to strike when the iron is hot. Also known as God wanting revenge for Backlash 2006. Yeah, Ricky Starks made that comment, and I was like laughing my head off because I was like, okay, that's actually kind of awesome. If that was if Mother Nature, if God Himself wanted to scream from the heavens, I have not forgotten Vince. Especially since Vince is thinking he's deity. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about more WrestleMania build. But yeah, we got our show. Now we need to see what night two is gonna bring. Bianca and Sasha, they were confirmed to have the main event. They were confirmed by WWE's Twitter account that yes, they will in fact main event the show. Drew and Bobby will open the show. So props to that. And add that this also makes it another unprecedented moment. Bianca is now the first superstar since Brock Lesnar to make their WrestleMania debut as the main event. Brock Lesnar was wrestling in 2002 after WrestleMania 18. He's main eventing the show with Kurt Angle. Now Bianca makes her debut last year on the main roster. She wins the Royal Rumble, and she's now main eventing against Sasha. I think there's supposed to be a parallel here, so we'll have to establish that later down the road. But it was like now the pressure's really on because now Sasha and Bianca, like Sasha, she's gonna bring it. Bianca, could she really make it on this level of unprecedented scale? Like she's being told you're gonna have to follow up Brock Lesnar and Kurt Angle somehow. Now when fans bring that up, so yeah, Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks. I'm gonna be real, they tore it down. I mean, Cesaro and Seth Rollins, they were on the show, so you know they had to compete with that match. But it's kind of insane when you think about it because now you have because they're competing with Seth Rollins and Cesaro, and you got to contend with the idea that they have to also contend with Drew McIntyre and Bobby Lashley being the openers, and they did it. They succeeded. I feel they like I'm on cagematch.net at the moment, and they have surpassed the WWE title match, and they've tied with Seth Rollins and Cesaro's match, which should have been a little bit longer, but that's a different matter. But yeah, and this is also the same show that had Bad Bunny do a Canadian Destroyer, which prompted everyone to go run for the hills, which was now turned into the Bunny Destroyer, which means Elmer Fudd's probably happy. So Sasha and Bianca, they did it. Like right before the match even starts, right when the bell rings, Bianca and Banks are just emotional. Belair is especially crying as the bell hits because now they like, yeah, we made it. We did it. We got it. We succeeded. We're in the main event. We're closing the show. And this is the first women's match main event WrestleMania since Ronda Rousey, Charlotte, and Becky Lynch. And we all know that main event wouldn't have happened if Ronda Rousey was not on there. So now it's like, now the ring telling Sasha Belair, you made it. You made it. Therefore, you're going to get it. And especially since Sasha has mainstream appeal now, especially since she was told, okay, you're going to tornado DDT Boba Fett. If you have not watched The Mandalorian. So they lock up. They're going at it. They're taking this match. And it's a matter of experience and strategy versus raw power. And they make the most out of this match. It's honestly awesome that they were like, instead of instead of doing ahead and like, you know, just make a caricature of it, they were like, no, we're gonna showcase her abilities. We're gonna showcase Sasha's abilities. We're gonna showcase it all. Like that's so un WWE like. NXT they do it. WWE is like they don't like NXT. So the fact that they turned this around because I think they realized, okay, we fucked up the build up. We gotta go all out with this. And I advocated before the build up, like on the final SmackDown, they should have just had Sasha and Belair just go like Daniel Bryan, Roman Reigns, just tear apart the Thunderdome, especially since it's their last night there. And you gotta also contend with it could have been signified the end of the Thunderdome era of WWE. So they tear the house down. They really did. They royally tear the house down. And there's no shenanigans, there's no involvement. It's just Belair and Banks going at it, showcasing their best abilities. And Banks even going so far as to do a suicide dive, only to be caught in a roll military prep. I'm trying to find. I just got done watching it. Let's see, what is it? Um, there was the moments. Okay, like, and where is this? She does a gorilla press, I think, and just throws Sasha Banks into the middle of the ring. It's so awesome, and I love how they are using Bianca's hair whip to Sasha's advantage, like actually being a thinking woman's wrestler. It's just awesome. It's awesome, and I loved every moment of it. And then the piece de resistance comes in the match where Sasha and Belair are finally going at it. This is the final. This is the last gas in the tank for them. And Bianca whips the stomach of Sasha. And it's like you hear that crack in the wind. It's like, yeah, that's gonna leave some scars. I'm probably out of it on this, but I think the last time, I could be greatly wrong, that Bianca used the hair whip was in fact against Shayna Baszler. So if that is the case, then that means that the boss is the second, which means the boss has no established foundation on how to counter that. Because she would have to watch, and the only one who did it was Shayna, and that's NXT Shayna. Bianca then puts Sasha through the KOD. She gets out of it, and tries to jump for a backstabber, but is blocked. Then Belair comes back and hits the KOD for the pin. And I was thinking, okay, this is the part where she kicks out, right? Nope, she wins. Belair wins the show. She won the match. What? Like, I was thinking, like, as much as I would love the idea of Belair, I thought like she was still a little bit green in some areas, and I thought they wouldn't do that yet. Especially since Sasha is 0-6, has no wins at WrestleMania, and now it's like you're going to go ahead and risk putting it on her on Belair. Like, I don't think they would take that kind of leap as much as they would think. And they did it. They really did. They're emotional. Sasha is crying. Belair's crying. And after the show went off the air, Bianca's husband, Montez Ford, comes out and celebrates with her. Her family's celebrating with her. Just an emotional night. And you see Sasha's, like the camera cuts to Sasha's cut. Let's be real, that was a cut. There's no way you can tell me that's a welt. Because that was a cut, and they better get that disinfected quick. Because if that gets an infection, that's going to be bad. I mean, these women brought it to the table. They brought it all to the table, and they delivered it every moment they could. And the fact that they were told, you're going to main event the first show back for us with over 40,000 people. That's got to be a high honor for them, and I don't think they'll be able to top that kind of moment for them. The endorphins are flowing through them, and now you can't duplicate that. That's not going to be duplicated, even if you tried. even if you tried on your damnedest day. Like, as much as they like to probably was touting the first show to back, I'm pretty sure they didn't. If they did, that would be a problem for me. I don't think they did, so credit to them on that. But they did say they're the largest one, so baseball I think baseball beat them to it. But yeah, it was a pretty damn awesome match, and honestly, I watched. I watched Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre. I watched Cesaro and Seth Rollins. They stole the show. I feel like they stole night one. And I feel if Cesaro and Seth Rollins were able to go at it for a couple of more minutes, I think they could have stole the show over Belair and Banks. But no, Belair and Banks won it. They won the night. They won match of the night. Let's see if they can make it. Let's see if they can beat WrestleMania Night 2 on that. I don't think they will, but can't hurt to try. Can't hurt to see and hope. I mean, like Night 2 is gonna have a ton of stuff. The top matches that could bound to steal the show is Asuka and Rhea Ripley, and Roman Reigns versus Bryan versus Edge. I would say Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, but that has Logan Paul, which means I already have decreed that that is a complete failure. The only one that could probably make it worse is Big E and Apollo Crews and this Nigerian drum fight that confuses me to no end. So, congrats to Bianca Belair, the EST of WWE, and the boss, Sasha Banks, the blueprint of WWE, on this emotional moment for them. And women are happy about it. I know Meg is in tears watching that to see them get that moment. I know fellow people of color are happy to see them main event WrestleMania. I'm happy that we're getting the Rumble being respected again. So for God's sakes, or whoever you believe in, I'm just glad about that all around. This was the WrestleVerse Neo Reality Entertainment presenting Bianca Belair, the EST of WWE, and taking on Sasha Banks, the boss blueprint of WWE, in the main event of WrestleMania 37, Night 1. And feel free to like, comment, subscribe, check out my other content in the description below, and search them up on YouTube. Stay tuned for more, and I'll see y'all next time.